Hey! Hi, you beautiful mother fathers. Welcome in another episode of the Side Hustle Podcast. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Anything else you can think of?
Everything else, obviously audio versions too, all over. Spotify.
Yeah.
iHeart Radio app. Double Anthony Alfred, Kyle Cornell with you, as always.
There you go. You said it. We're on the iHeart Radio app. You said it.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Now I have to say something controversial.
Do that.
Hey, did you know Christ was a Jew?
On that note, welcome to the show.
Now let's start talking politics because I've been too nice.
You want to get into presidential candidate talk here?
Actually,
get into it?
Tim Walz was the only person I didn't interview when I was up there, when I did my...
Really?
Couldn't get a hold of him. So he's setting the precedent very well as someone who's too important for the regular person to reach.
Oh, boy.
So good job, Timmy.
Well, how about that?
He actually is... He is a really nice guy. Like, I've heard good stories about him in public and stuff, too. But, like... Hey, that's the ticket.
There you go. There you go. So we got
Print
that
'em.
going.
Their tickets, print them.
We got that going. We're rolling. We're actually recording on a Tuesday night, right after the storms that roll through.
Pete decided to have a life, so I guess we have to do this a day earlier.
Like right at the storms just and I was just
how dare you have fun with your children? You selfish son of a bitch.
I was just telling Kyle, I had no clue. I had no clue there was going to be a storm or anything of sorts.
I have a quick bone to pick with people.
Okay.
Maybe you heard me on the way up when I was talking to Pete.
Yeah.
So, hey, here's some trivia for you. What do you do when a traffic light isn't working? How do you handle that situation?
I believe it's a 4-way stop sign.
That is correct. Not fucking rocket science. It's a 4-way stop. Hey, picture a stop sign there. I never knew 3 little lights could affect so many fucking people. Like, it's insane to me. Like, oh my God. Like,
well, again,
wow.
we're a society that relies on waiting in line and instruction. We want creativity, but at the same time, we have to have the 3 lights.
I almost Tokyo drifted the entire city of Parma. I was
we have to have the stop signs.
Because I don't have any grip on my tires. I need new ones. So fuck it. Let's lean into it. Let's go.
I mean,
start playing Japanese pop music in the background. I'll lean all the way in.
It was crazy. I just finished the day job and I was, prepping the show. I'm like, all right, cool. We got to get in an early time. And then it's just, boom. I see on the news, there's a rotation in Bedford. Like, oh, okay.
There's a couple of trees down in Parma. I know that.
Yeah, and then they showed the map. I'm like, oh, oh boy. So on that note, let's get to our sweet moment of the week. It's brought to you by BA Sweeties. And
that happened.
This happened. It was Dominik Mysterio. I guess going back on his word. And now you may say, what do you mean, Dominik Mysterio going back on his word? He's now with Liv Morgan. That's how Rhea Ripley reacted at SummerSlam. But what do you mean, Dominik Mysterio going back on his word? Take a listen to what he told this reporter right before the show at SummerSlam. What he said about Rhea Ripley and the whole Judgment Day love affair situation. Take a look from this very experienced child reporter.
Liv doesn't stop messing with you.
I know. I've been trying to tell her. I'm Team Mommy all the way, but she won't listen.
But people be saying that you are going to turn your back on Rhea.
No, that's not true. I've talked to Punk about it.
Yeah, he has. Because if he does,
it's Team Mommy.
Courtesy of Public Enemy Podcast for grabbing it, and WWE, of course, for the audio. Straight up lying to children. Our sweet moment of the week, Dominik Mysterio. Really uplifting those kids.
Took 20 seconds to get even more heat. I didn't think it was possible, but Dom found a way. I think the only complaint I've had about this now is that they didn't really give Liv and Dom a chance on Monday to talk, but it's more about Priest right now and his reaction he got because he was over as fuck at SummerSlam, and then obviously on Raw, 2 people are buying into Damian Priest, which is awesome. But, I mean, these two, yeah.
First of all, those are nice pants with Dom Mysterio. I like the the art there, the Dirty
Well,
Dom. Really,
during the live broadcast when we did the watch along on Saturday, I said like he normally wears a Rhea shirt. He leans into supporting her, especially when he goes out to the ring with her and stuff too. And he didn't do it. I'm like, And then like they played it really well during the match. Like
Yeah,
even when he pulled the chair back, it was like, hey.
well, it was logical.
Yeah,
right?
it was like, hey, you want to win the title. Don't just hit her with
Yeah.
the chair. Like, we want you to win the title back and bring it back to the Judgment Day. Like, he played so many psychological games in just one night. And it started with that clip you just saw. And it obviously crescendoed with sliding the chair into the ring again, this time, at least this time on purpose to help Liv. The other times, he may still say, I didn't know yet, but, you never know.
Well, I'll just say this. I'm sure Dom was lied to as a kid all the time. I mean, even being lied about who his real father is. I mean, just
we saw that happen.
Just lied to all the time. So when all you know is lying, I have a major. You can't just lie to that kid like that.
Well, he lied. He cheated.
He cheated.
And then he
stole
Bo Dallas's ex-girlfriend. I mean, this is what happened. Like, it's crazy. I mean, they're both doing well. Happy for both of them. But, I mean, still, this is crazy, man.
It was I have to admit, though, and we're talking about Judgment Day and the whole breakup, and I was watching some of the old Judgment Day interrupting various superstar to Triple H memes. It's not 2002 unless the Judgment Day is interrupting the opening promo. That freaking music kicks, and I think Finn gets to keep that music because he's now the leader of the new Judgment Day. So expect more of that.
Well, Priest has like that weird like off version of it. Maybe they'll give him a new one at some point here soon. Rhea's got her own song anyway.
Yeah.
So that's always been her thing. She just had the graphic in the background as the Judgment Day. So they're going to branch off, and they're going to be a team now. I imagine they're probably going to recruit Sammy and Jay at some point soon to...
Priest and Rhea. Correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This honestly is feeling very much like a mixed tag War Games match. It's a way to keep the Wyatt Sicks out of there. Maybe they do 2 War Games this year with the Bloodline 2.0 versus 1.0 and that. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do this instead. They have multiple avenues. So that's just one way how this whole thing can just affect the entire landscape of Raw and SmackDown. It's crazy.
We'll see, just because War Games is a long ways away still.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving weekend. So it's still
2.5 months. Not that far.
Well, true.
Yeah.
But they're off to a pretty decent start. I actually do agree with you, Kyle, though, that I thought they were going to address Liv and Rhea a little bit more, actually way more.
At all. They didn't.
They didn't at all. And I thought that was one of the key points going into – that was something I was looking forward to the most.
We thought we were
going
going
into Raw.
We thought they were going to open the show with that.
Well, when they said they was going to do the commercial-free Raw, and then they really didn't – I felt the hour number 1 was actually the weakest hour of the show. I'm like, I don't know if they really took full advantage. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Anywho, the sweet moment of the week brought to you by BA Sweeties. Dominik Mysterio lying to children who were able to get media passes for Summerslam. Now, if you want to go to BA Sweeties, you cannot lie to your parents. You just can't.
Well, I mean, you could.
I mean, you could, but they may not take you to BA Sweeties.
Mom, yeah, Grandma didn't give me any candy. What are you talking about? I would love some. Wouldn't it be great to have some time together? You're always working. Let's go play Putt Putt.
Well,
lie to your parents. That's what I'm telling you.
No. You lie to your grandparents because they'll actually take you.
No, grandparents will do whatever. They don't.
They're going to take you anyway. They're going to take you anyway to BA
They'll
Sweeties.
take you, yeah.
But what you don't want is to be caught with your grandparents at BA Sweeties by your parents. Because then...
Well, your parents are already there because they love it too.
Yeah.
They thought they were getting a break. You walk in the door like, son of a bitch.
Because then somebody got to buy extra milkshakes. Somebody's got to buy extra pop, extra popcorn.
Don't ask Grandma and Grandpa. They're on that fixed income. It's Mom and Dad.
They're going to have to do it.
Damn right.
They're going to have to do it. They're going to have to walk through the walk through the candy store. It's pretty big, too. Largest candy store in
Walk through the
North
candy
America.
shop. Maybe buy a lollipop.
I was very curious how you're going to execute the next line.
All right, guys, don't you stop. Take it down to the candy shop.
Different flavors of the popcorn. Moral of the story. I guess lie to the right family member so you can make your way to BA Sweeties. I have nothing else. Let's take a look. More of a word from BA Sweeties.
Hey, Ben, you read that right. Largest candy store in North America, right here, nestled in the heart of Northeast Ohio. Right off of Brook Park Road, the Ridge Road exit. As Double A says, usually if you head over and you hit Pearl or you hit State Road, do yourself a favor and turn your ass back around and find those giant lollipops over on Brook Park. In between Pearl and Ridge.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, absolutely. Check it out. We were actually, the people we were talking to at the tailgate show the other day, they were coming to us like, hey, went to BA Sweeties for the first time. Love it. Love it. Got to get back.
These are people from, you guys saw, if you haven't, check out the live stream. It was so much fun down on West 6. But, I mean, people from Texas, Florida, Michigan, all over the place. People coming here. And, again, Tom told us over 20% of their business are from people that are over 100 miles away. So if you're visiting Cleveland, you got family up here, it's still summer. Not quite school time yet. So people, you still have some chances to head out there and really take advantage of that early bird special, too, for the putt-putt. Maybe not when it storms like it did earlier this week, but still.
Well, it did storm between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. today.
No, it was actually kind of nice out. A little humid, but still, I mean, you could take advantage of that. Again, great opportunity to do that, too. Look for coupons in the mail as well. You can do that. I mean, it's definitely a great opportunity to take the kids down there. Or like we said before, mom and dad got a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
Want a good deal?
Hey.
Head on down.
Hey, what if you took your cousin to BA Sweeties?
What if you took your fourth cousin 3 times removed?
Yeah. And if you took your cousin after you speared him? Maybe just to, figure out who's the original tribal chief.
Oh, this is part of the setup.
So after you do this.
That was fourth wall Deadpool for you.
Yes,
right there,
it was. I'm actually proud of him. He's the creative genius of the show, but I'm actually proud of that for once.
I just say dumb shit.
So after you do this to your third or fourth cousin.
I think he is actually like his third cousin. This is the flipped up part. Proceed. No,
Take him here.
Yeah. How do you mend family fences? BA Sweeties.
BA Sweeties. We're a family show. We told you we're a family show.
We think about your entire fucking family.
That's right.
Right here.
That's right. We are. But wait a minute. You say things that our job is to bring families together. We're not here to safeguard families. We're here to bring families together.
Yeah.
And when you have family conflict like this, you bring them here, and you're set. God, that felt good though. Roman Reigns coming right down. Going into last week and going into the tailgate show, Kyle, you hear a little, not rumors, but you hear a little bit of fans like, maybe it'd be cool to have Roman back. I did not realize until all the stuff here in Cleveland, the kickoff show and the fans at SmackDown, the Sami Zayn show, and then our tailgate show on Saturday, that the Roman Reigns fever, the we want Roman, was real. And I mean, like, my friend Cardarelli, he came over to our set, and he's like, if Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, doesn't show up, I'm gonna whoop some ass. Like, this is the real deal. Like, we need tribal chief, the real tribal chief back. And my goodness, WWE did it. Came out. I thought maybe he's going to go after Cody. Went after Solo.
Gave you like half a second where he kind of like took 2 steps towards Cody and then just turned and just sprinted at Solo, hit him with that Superman punch and a spear. And we're going to hear from Roman on Friday. So we're excited about that and to see what's kind of next for this story. How quickly is he going to try and incorporate the original bloodline? I think the original tribal chief is his thing now. That's the OTC shirt. So I imagine the OG bloodline, this is all part of it. I mean, it's, the original right-hand man, the original.
Jay talked about on Monday.
Yeah.
About, hey, let's get them tag team titles with Sammy The pieces are starting to formulate a little bit.
Sammy was part of the original Bloodline too. He kind of, found his way in there and was a big part of that.
I'm actually excited, Kyle, in terms of how the OG Bloodline will come back together.
Well, so Jimmy's
Because
the easy one, right?
Well, yeah, because what I mean is it won't just be, let me turn on the TV one day. Oh, they're all back as they play RoboCop outside. It won't just be that. It'll just, I want to know, you just mentioned a second ago, Jimmy Uso, that's there. Jimmy and Jay have to resolve their conflict, but they're brothers. They will. But they have
brothers
to
fight.
resolve. But I want to see the story play out of how they resolve it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more like, I think first Roman's going to challenge Solo. That's obvious. I think you're probably going to get that match before you get, any sort of, bigger,
Right.
4-on-4 match or whatever it is. And then obviously watching Jacob Fatu's ankle, which is going to be important because he messed up his leg on that dive. So hopefully he's not seriously hurt. I'm sure there'll be an update on Friday, whatever it is. But, I mean, Jimmy's obviously the easy one because he's already on SmackDown. Randy Orton now apparently is on Raw, I guess, so to speak. He's fighting Gunther. I don't know if that's going to be a thing now or if they're just going to let that develop on two different brands. I'd imagine Randy's going to be on Raw for at least the next month.
At least the next month. It seemed like the storyline.
Get him away from Cody at that point. If you're not going to do the program, then okay. Then just get him away. Let him go after Gunther. It'd be really cool to see Randy with that title again, but nevertheless, because that was his first title he ever won. The first big one was the big gold belt, so
Yeah.
his first world title. So, that'd be pretty cool. But
Brought back the Evolution Triple H memories of
Did.
the. Oh, man. It was not good.
no. But, there's ways to do that. And so if Randy decided and then Triple H cashed in the favor, whatever, he goes to Raw, SmackDown wants compensation, that's how you can get Jay over there or something like that because Randy's a huge name.
That's true.
So that's how you can move someone over. There's ways to do this over time here. And by time, the next few weeks to kind of set this up. Because, again, I know Survivor Series isn't like the next... There's 2 more PLEs before Survivor Series, but, again, it's still only a couple months away. So you want to start planting those seeds and building towards it. I think Friday will be the first big pivotal step. But obviously we enjoyed it. The only bad thing about Roman coming out was his entrance music. So...
Well, I listened back to it.
Kind of sucked.
I listened back to it.
Too many drums. Way too many drums. Don't fuck with something. Don't fuck with something that works. It's like the Braun Breaker intro.
Yeah.
Like, why mess with it? Unless you have to physically change it for trademarking purposes or something like that, don't fucking change it. It's okay. It's good.
Who's the people who do the music for WWE now?
Def whatever or something like that. Or
Def Leppard or
not
something?
Def Leppard. That's the hair band.
No, they're actually Hall of Famers.
Pour some sugar on that right there. But it's. I
You
forget
ever
what that is.
been told you ever been told or not told because it's harsh, but there's one skill set you're just terrible at. Terrible.
Whoever they hired to do their music, terrible.
Like terrible.
It's bad.
But then every once in a blue moon, you actually hit on something. Like you actually hit. You actually deliver. But because you're so terrible at everything else that you do, you actually overdo the one thing you're actually good at. And then you make that terrible.
That's the thing, though, too. Like, I can't think of one song they've made that's actually been good.
Well,
So Seth had the song already. Rhea had her. Obviously, it's falling in reverse. Whatever.
I think they were responsible for the original Roman Reigns Tribal Chief theme. I think that's them. I think they did it. Okay, which fits obviously. So it's a.
He had that music for a while, though. I don't know. They were recent. They just came into there.
I heard that they did it. I'm not, but let's just say they did.
I'm surprised they didn't say somewhere.
Tribal
Chief.
Right, that's the
stupid.
I'm the Tribal Chief.
The Damian Priest thing is bad.
Roman Reigns.
That's not good. Cody. Think about the guys that have the best songs, like CM Punk. Living Color, Cult of Personality.
That's kind of licensed.
But they pay for that shit because he's a draw.
Uh-huh.
When you have these main guys, these big people, Damian Priest now, Braun Breaker, these guys are going to be like pillars of your company. I'm striking a nerve there, but pillars of your company for the foreseeable future. You
didn't strike a nerve. I just don't want to do that segment anymore.
I don't blame you. Well, because it's not. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. But I mean, like, it's like invest it. Like, find something that really fits. Or if you had something that works and people liked, don't fuck with it.
So, lesson learned. Again, like we said on Saturday, we watched AIW. We're going to actually, we have a guest next week from Exodus Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
We might have a second guest along with that from Exodus
I'm
Pro
excited.
Wrestling. And, you know, they have their 1-year anniversary show coming up later this month. So, we'll have a new We Talk To session next week. Lesson learned. If you create music, there are openings in professional wrestling. There are openings. We need good music in pro wrestling across the board. There are openings, even at the highest level.
You know, it's bad when I can make better music than these people. Like, it's just, come on. Like,
So I want to spin it to this here because obviously it brings us back to this.
why does Roman look so skinny?
He was training with you at Planet Fitness.
Yeah. Power went out.
Yeah.
He couldn't see. He lost too much muscle.
the leaner.
The leaner tribal chief.
Yeah.
Should be LTC.
And you don't realize Cody Rhodes, right? You don't realize. Sorry for completely selling that joke.
You didn't. You acknowledged it now.
Yeah. You don't realize until you pull these clips and you like watch us from a certain angle. Cody Rhodes is loaded with chest hair. Like,
You want to just like nestle in there and take a nap, or what do you?
it's
You want to?
Yogi Bear can get in there.
Hey, boo boo.
And really.
I put my face on that picnic basket. Oh God, I should have had an energy drink before the show. It's all down here from here, folks. I'm sorry. Oh boy.
What's next for these two? Oh, okay, so
Conflict.
Next slide. So obviously, at some point, you got to believe that there'll be a third match at some point. Good shot, just missed.
Just a little long. Where's the backboard, Pete?
By the way, I have a sports thing that irritated the heck out of me. It's usually this is completely off topic from wrestling,
I'm glad we're still there.
but this is true stuff here. So the Olympics is going on, obviously, and Noah Lyles won the 100-meter dash. They didn't know that he won at first. They went
Photo
to the
finish,
photo,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and he won. It was a great race. There's a host in New York City. Her name is Maggie Gray, and she went on and said, well, he should show more humility because he only won by 5/1000ths of a second or whatever. And he shouldn't really he didn't really win. Like
What?
what?
He won.
He won. So
What was he doing? Was he like flicking off the guy like, haha, you lost, fucking
Right.
loser? Like, what he
so
doing that.
so let me get this.
Like,
So
what the fuck?
in college, I wasted my money one time by paying for a course called Intro to Logic. So I'm gonna follow.
He's a good
her.
rapper though.
He is. So I'm gonna. So it's common. So I'm gonna follow her logic. It's very common. So based on her logic, if you hit a game winner, Michael Jordan did that a few times.
He didn't even really win.
Kobe Bryant made a career out of hitting game winners.
Clutch shots, yeah.
Clutch, shots and stuff. Kyrie, 2016.
Biggest shot in Cleveland history.
Biggest shot at Cleveland. But, walk-off home runs in baseball. You do realize if you hit a walk-off homer, you barely won the game, which means you really shouldn't celebrate the fact that you won the game because you only barely won the game.
Some would argue you should celebrate more because the competition was that good. But this is also coming from someone who actually played sports as opposed to Maggie Gray, who probably hasn't even touched any sort of sport in her entire life.
So, to bring it full circle back to
I don't even know who this is.
professional-
I feel bad. I shouldn't.
So, to bring it full circle back to pro wrestling, Cody Rhodes barely won this match against Solo, so he really shouldn't celebrate the fact that he won this match. He barely beat Roman Reigns, so he really, he should show a little bit more class and respect at the fact that he is the world undisputed champion. You see how stupid this sounds? You see how much of an idiot I sound right now?
I would never.
If you
call you an idiot.
win, you win. Losers lose.
And if you lose, you don't get fucking sprinkles.
That's right. Unbelievable.
Sprinkles are for winners.
Recounts are for losers.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that struck a chord.
You only get vanilla ice cream. We get the twist with the sprinkles because we win. Proceed.
Are you? If you're Cody Rhodes, are you okay as the champion? You went all the way. You barely beat Roman Reigns, so you barely beat the Tribal Chief, and the Tribal Chief now is back. Are you okay with being the number 2 babyface? Again, we don't know Roman Reigns' schedule. We don't know if it's if he's going to be on, if he's basically back. He's going to be on almost every week. We don't know, but let's assume that he is. Let's assume.
Well, the way Michael Cole basically, it almost sounds like Roman's going back to the Roman Empire gimmick.
I hope not. But
Well, so he can play it with the persona of the Tribal Chief and probably do it a little bit better than he did before. But
speaking of music, I don't want to come back.
yeah,
That.
the Shield theme song.
That. If you're Cody, though, are you okay being the number 2?
He's not.
You say he's not.
No, he's the champion. He's the number 1 babyface. People are still going to sing his song. People are still going to buy tickets to see him. He's still going to sell just as much merch as Roman, if not right on par with him. No, it's like 1A, 1B. And they're on different paths, right? At least for right now. Roman's got family shit to deal with. Cody's got to defend the title. So they'll probably have a match again at some point, I imagine. This screams like Royal Rumble or something like that or whatever, because you don't want to put Roman in the Rumble. I mean, that's because you don't want him to lose that kind of
Would you
match.
have these two face off at the next PLE?
No, absolutely not.
Berlin? I wouldn't either. I don't know who's Cody's next challenger going to be, but I would not.
Well, apparently AJ Styles is going to be on SmackDown too, so maybe they want to run it back for a third time.
Oh, jeez. They could find somebody else.
Kevin Owens is a possibility. They could always
But the
do
roster
something,
is
but
so thin, though. Like, I was even thinking about, now that LA Knight won the United States Championship.
Logan Paul is a possibility again for an international show. That's more like the Saudi show, maybe again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I think maybe there could have been an argument if he didn't get hurt that Jacob Fatu could have been another option. Solo could have sicked him on Cody. I mean,
I wonder
because
if he is still an option for this next pay-per-view. I wonder if they're going to... What I envision Friday is going to be, I don't think Roman is going to be fully, the original Tribal Chief. That's what it's going to be. But he's going to pull strings a little bit. And he might but he may look at Jacob Fatu and say, hey, you're getting this opportunity. Bypass Solo, let Jacob Fatu get the opportunity. But, again, I don't, then you run into a little conflict. You don't want Jacob Fatu taking his first L this early.
No, I think what will probably happen, unfortunately, is Solo will get a rematch.
That might be the only route you can go.
Honestly, and that's...
I can't think of who else. I mean, you could do the whole, number 1 contendership battle royal, and maybe somebody comes back. That could open the door for AJ Styles.
I don't know when Bobby Lashley's contract expires, but if you need a one-off, I'm sure you wouldn't mind getting a championship match. That will only boost his ability to get bookings when he gets out of it. I mean,
if you want to accelerate a quick loser leaves town match, but you have to quickly turn Bobby heel.
well, I would buy into it. I would just lean into the fact hey, my contract's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
This is my last chance to try and make history. I'm gonna go for it. I mean, you can almost have it be. And Bobby could do some heel shit, but I mean, he doesn't have to be full-fledged heel because you don't have plans afterwards for him.
Right.
So, I mean, you can just kind of let that. And then if he excels and gets over and people are really into it and they have a great match, maybe you pay him. Maybe you resign him.
I think you're right there. I think that's another incentive, and we've seen companies do that, both WWE and AEW and TNA in the past, use a guy or woman who has an expiring contract, use that to their advantage. And, hey, if they do show out, maybe that is an incentive to bring them back with it, and maybe look at somebody who is looking at, other avenues of wrestling and say, you know what, maybe it's not too bad here.
I'm trying to really figure out who else on the SmackDown roster would make sense.
I don't think anybody else.
You can't say Melo because he lost twice to Andrade. Andrade could make sense for a filler feud, but
Not strong enough.
He said he was going for the U.S. title already, so it kind of feels
it's not
like
strong enough.
that's more of an LA Knight feud, which maybe be okay. Andrade's a good wrestler, so he can make that work, and LA can talk, so he'll carry it with his mouth. But I mean,
I was envisioning Santos Escobar as LA Knight's next opponent.
I mean, Santos could be, if they really want to try and push somebody, he could be Cody's next opponent. I mean, it's someone to fill. They'll have a good match. I mean,
is it I think if it's a battle royal, I think we'll see on SmackDown.
It really depends what Solo and Roman do. If that's if that's the match at Bash in Berlin is those two, then Cody needs to have a filler match.
He needs a championship match somewhere.
Yeah, or maybe you know what, they did the thing before too, where he had a tag match with Kevin and Randy versus the Bloodline at the last PLE. I mean, maybe you find a way to get him involved with that again. I don't know. I mean, there's
well, because what was the angle with the Loas with Tonga Tama and Tonga Loa? I completely botched their names, but
Tamilia.
They fought off.
You
KO
come and go. You come.
They fought. Wow. They fought off KO
and Randy. Yeah.
So Cody could just take Randy's spot.
So that could be the 3-on-3. It could be Cody, Randy, and Kevin versus Bloodline 2.0 if Solo and Roman are having their own match.
Well, remember, Randy's going to be facing Gunther at the pay-per-view. So I was just saying at the pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that could be the...
See, that fucked everything up. Because now we don't know what we're doing. And that could have been a good feud for Cody. That could have taken him away from this Bloodline shit for a while. And they could have had a couple pay-per-views of good matches.
You know what? The crazy thing, though, for Gunther's first feud, Randy's a great choice.
Not really, because I want him to lose already. I want Randy to win the title.
Oh, yeah.
Because how many more chances is he going to get?
They got you hooked in. Hey, we want to see Randy get that
Can't wait to watch Randy lose to Gunther. Great. So fucking excited. Dude, put people over when you're on your way out like Cena, not when you still have 10 years left because you're a freak. Damn it.
SmackDown. And the cool thing about SummerSlam, we're going to get to a ton of Raw stuff in a second. Cool thing about SummerSlam, we mentioned going in, SmackDown in particular felt very weak as far as depth, as far as like...
It was basically just like, hey, this is the pre-show for SummerSlam, kind of. Like, we're going to have a couple tag title matches on. We'll do a few things here or there. I mean, I'm actually more excited about the women's division right now in SmackDown than the men's. Just because I don't know... with Bianca and Jade losing and stuff, too, it frees them up to go after singles titles. I hope at some point soon Triple H brings in that secondary title for Raw and SmackDown.
Hope so.
I mean, that will obviously just make things a little more lively, and it gets more women chance on TV, too, which I'm not opposed to. So, I mean...
no kidding about that.
Listen, I know you're
Describe this scene.
You are not a big fan of Bronson Reed. I've been on the fence about him too, just because it was okay. Yeah, he's the heel, okay, and like he'd win matches kind of in places where you're like, should he won that? This feels like his coming out party a little bit, putting Seth on the shelf for a little bit here.
I'll be honest. I feel better about this now and today.
And the crowd loved it.
I was actually.
The crowd was so into this. I don't know why they just got so like. He's doing heel shit, right? But hey, one more time chance. Seth got turned on.
Hey, I'm gonna say this first off. Kudos to the Baltimore crowd. They showed up for Raw. They definitely showed up.
6 fucking splashes off the top rope. That guy's like 400 pounds. He just crushed him over and over. I'm like, he's gonna do it again. Holy shit, he's gonna do it again. Like he just kept fucking doing it. Also, WWE security is absolute trash. Like they don't know what the hell they're doing. They can't stop anybody. But I mean, like this.
You want them to stop that?
These guys are trained. They're like fucking. If you're security,
look at their faces. You think any of them are going to stop this guy?
I could go down to fucking Lakewood. I could find a couple guys that could stop him. That make fucking $15 an hour and get to hit on drunk girls at the bar. They can fucking stop this.
Well, they're getting paid. That's the difference.
These guys aren't getting paid to fucking stop somebody.
No, they're getting paid real money. That's the difference.
Yeah, bunch of garbage. Like hire some better talent to stop people from doing shit.
Do you think Jason Jordan is going to go out of his way? I know. Yes, Jason Jordan.
He's an Olympic level athlete, even with that broken freaking neck.
You think Jason Jordan?
His fake dad could do it.
Does anybody on this show have a real father?
Yeah, mine's good. Hi, Dad. I know it's hurricane season down in St. Augustine.
Where's Christian Cage? That's somebody who we need up here.
I'm convinced
Where
that he just
are
walks.
you?
He walks around backstage and just says, "I'm your dad, and I'm
You're
your
your
dad.
dad.
I'm your father, and I am your father."
Where's Maury Povich when you need him?
To es papa, to you. And
Oh
just
my
keeps going.
goodness.
This was great.
I feel better.
This
I
was
do
great.
feel better about because I rewatched. I'm like, okay, I do have to admit the crowd is really into it.
It was weird how
Like-
into it they
like
were.
really into it. But the genius of this and everything that happened was really the entire segment. It was not just the entire segment, but the build up. It was Bronson Reed basically. It made sense. I kind of have. I saw how Braun Breaker is now Intercontinental Champion.
He just started killing people.
Yeah,
So guess what I'm going to start doing?
that's what I'm gonna start doing.
And I'm going to go for the guy who was world champion for almost a year.
And then
Like-
how about it? So they tease us with Rollins and Punk. All right, playtime's over. Here we go. Let's get after it. Here we go. And I said on a watch along, I was not a fan of their match, but I understand that there's a bigger story in hand here. So whatever.
Hey, Punk's healthy, so I'm cool with it.
Right. So
He came out with not getting hurt, so I'm fine.
all
with
right. So the showdown's about to happen. It's about to happen. And then McIntyre does his thing from the stands. Cool. Great.
A lot of people were upset about it's all about a bracelet. It's like, no, it's the mental behind it. It's the meaning of it. I get, again, 50-cent bracelet, whatever. But it's, the guy is literally, if you have someone you already don't like very much, and they start talking shit about your wife and your kid or your pet, which for him, his kid is his pet. That's his life. Like, you're probably going to want to beat their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit.
Well,
Imagine now hearing it every single fucking week, and he has something physical to put it in your face. He literally said he went on fucking TV and said, "I'm gonna steal your wife." Like that's what he said. Like it's low blow shit. So it's hard to tune that shit out and focus on someone else who has not made it personal. Seth has not done anything personal to CM Punk. He's said, "I just don't like you. I don't like what you did to this company." Like rational reasons not to like someone professionally. But, like, that was all personal. I mean, yeah, of course he ran out of the fucking ring and tried to kill Drew McIntyre.
I did see something, though. So picture this. Royal Rumble 2025 Indianapolis. Final two competitors in the match. Roman Reigns and CM Punk. CM Punk's on his way to winning the match. Roman Reigns pulls out the bracelet. Roman Reigns, who's been wearing the bracelet, throws the bracelet over the top rope. CM Punk jumps over the top rope to get the bracelet. Thus, Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. It was just something I saw on Reddit. I didn't.
It's so fucking stupid. This is why you need to delete Reddit now. Good God.
Reddit is actually pretty entertaining.
If you want to look at dumb shit, there you go. That's
Look, hey, at least on Reddit, people admit that they're dumb compared to Twitter with people who think they're smart, but they're
for
actually
one.
stupid.
I hope that's not the final two in the Royal Rumble because I don't want
I'm
Roman to be in
kidding.
that match.
It wouldn't be, but it was just a fun little scenario about
I know.
somebody who was complaining about the bracelet.
My
Plus,
God.
not to take into account that Roman is probably, in that scenario, a heel instead of a babyface.
Well, you never know with CM Punk, but yeah.
Anywho, I thought the segment itself was brilliant, and it established that Punk and McIntyre are off on their own.
They're doing their own thing.
Own thing.
We have to wait for Seth and Punk.
And then this guy.
Yeah.
This guy. I mean, my goodness. If you want... Look, my concern was... to me, Bronson Reed just seems like he was there, right?
Now, here's the difference between, like, him and Otis. So, like, Bronson Reed takes it seriously. He's not the comedy act. He can be funny. I've seen some of the stuff he's done before, and there was some stuff in there. But, like, he's got the voice. He can cut the promo, too. Like, if they give him more freedom, which it looks like maybe they're kind of leaning towards that, I mean, that's the guy that you can build on and you can maybe be one of your top stars, one of the top heels, whatever. As opposed to Otis, where he kind of feels like he's just trapped in this like little circle of like, okay, you're the comedy guy. I mean, you're just going to put Chad Gable over and never have a match. Like, I mean, this feels big. It kind of feels like when Braun Strowman turned the corner a little bit, because he just started like laying fucking Roman Reigns out, throwing chairs at him, just like we were like, holy shit. Like, this is one of those moments. Now, how they capitalize after is going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next steps for him? Does he keep going out after these top-level guys? I'd hope so. But this is what I'm talking about. That's how you build somebody.
Well, it's Seth Rollins. I think it's not going to stop, but I think this is the feud right here.
Seth needs to go away. He needs to go away for a little bit.
Well, but he's not going to. He's not going to.
Internal bleeding?
He's not going away.
Well, if he comes back, this needs to happen every week for like 3 or 4 weeks.
It will.
Every single fucking week.
It will.
I want him to do it backstage. Fuck the ring. I want you to be in the back jumping off some cases onto this fucking dude on the cement. I want to see it all.
Well, think about it, though. Rollins is the ultimate. Like, there are certain guys, Shawn Michaels in the 2000s is this way. You could put a Seth Rollins in a championship match, main event feud, and then the next month, hey, we need to elevate a young, up-and-coming superstar. Boom. There it is right there. I think Bronson Reed needs Seth Rollins in this feud. I think his presence,
of course.
I think his presence, and honestly, if they have this match at the Berlin pay-per-view, it will be expected that Bronson Reed goes strongly over. It will be expected. And you need the whole, like, Seth Rollins is trying to fight for legacy and things like that. And
well, now he has a reason to be pissed at Bronson Reed because he got ambushed.
And Rollins this is good. This is good.
And Randy's obviously competing for the title, so Seth can't go for that right now. So what's the next best thing?
This is good.
Revenge.
And Rollins, he locks in. He locks in on an opponent when you give him a reason. He locks in, and we're looking. And again, I credit the crowd. The crowd, talk about the crowd participation on Saturday. The crowd really, really said Bronson Reed deserves this spot.
Yep.
So good for him. All right, coming up, we'll get SummerSlam reactions. We'll talk a little bit more about certain things. However, if you did not see this match, if you did not see them in action, wow.
Nostalgia.
I thought, why did they not put this on SummerSlam?
Now we know why.
We know why. We'll talk about that coming up next. I forgot to take that off. We do not have a special announcement.
It is special. It's our sponsor.
BA Sweeties.
Yeah.
Thirty different flavors. 30 different flavors of milkshakes and ice cream. Man, tasty treats. Especially, a good time to go to BA Sweeties? A good time would be right before high school football. That's a great time, to go to BA Sweeties, get that treat. If you're going as a fan, parents, whatnot, right before. Now, if you're a player, you can't have sweets before the game. But as a reward on Saturday, you should go to BA Sweeties.
And make sure you ask for sprinkles. Only if you won, though. I cannot emphasize that enough. You need to win to ask for sprinkles. We will tell the employees at BA Sweetie what was the score.
Yeah, we will.
It can be 35-34, but there's got to be a W next to it. There's an L.
Wait a minute. Wait. If you only went by 1 point, you barely won the game. I don't know.
No, I'll reward sprinkles because
Okay.
I'm not an idiot. So
I can't believe. Anyway, check out BA Sweeties, definitely for sure. 2-a-days getting going with high school football and sports. Something I
don't miss that.
God, oh boy, they deserve BA Sweeties. Not just the football players, these guys deserve BA Sweeties.
They just go to Bojangles and take pictures of fans out of character.
That is true. They do that too. So, hey, they might have stopped the BA Sweeties, though, out of character or whatnot. This match was amazing. I will admit, I fell asleep during the third hour of Raw. I didn't make it all the way. So I watched the full match on YouTube the next day. And the electricity, everything, the entrance. This is where that group actually hits on the music.
Well, that's not them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is add like one thing, like, oh, I did it.
No, that's Bray actually. That was his song when he came back. He had I think one of his better friends.
That's right. You're
is
right.
In that band.
That's
so
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't those guys, but yeah.
The entrance is perfect, and then Michael Cole set the tone for this match.
The promos earlier in the night, because we wondered, like, why did they not have a match at SummerSlam, but they're going to be in the main event of Raw tonight?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it was 11 years ago when Bray Wyatt debuted
in that town,
in Baltimore, in that arena, like, that made, I'm like, oh, well, fuck, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
yeah, it does.
To come out to that song, to have that group that brought the rocker out too for Bo to sit in. I mean, that was
and then again
nostalgic. Honestly,
again, credit to the bad guys too, of course. The new American made.
The only thing I don't like is that Chad Gable was in this match, just because I think it should have just been a tag match between the Creeds and two of the Wyatt Sicks, just because I wanted them to save Gable for Bo.
True.
That match needs to happen because we need to see Bo in the ring.
And I think it still will happen.
Probably Berlin, I think.
I think it can still happen.
But
I mean, look, this whole match was about introducing. I think we know about Bo. I think we know about Nikki Cross. Or
they still have not officially, I think, made the announcement that it's Nikki Cross.
Cole did a little bit. He flip flopped. He said
he called her Sister Abigail now, so I don't know.
Yeah, or Sister Abby or something, or yeah,
Abby the Witch or whatever.
Yeah. And then, but still said Nikki Cross. So again, I don't know if that was intentional or not. That might have been a slip up.
They've like gone out of their way to say these guys' names now, but I haven't heard them say Nikki Cross over and over again.
Right,
so.
You're right.
I don't think she's taken the mask off yet. Officially.
No,
yeah.
but this is a good thing, So when Dexter Lumis was entered, and I think this is, and we've been on this Wyatt Sicks story from the beginning, and the cool thing, what makes them different, this group, they're regular people. In theory, they're regular people. They've been around. You know them. You know who they are. They've been in your class or whatnot. They work for whatever. You know these people. But they were outcast. They were left to a side. And every time somebody new came in the ring, Dexter Lumis came in the ring. Michael Cole gave a quick summary of who he is, why he's in the group, what's his motivation. And then when Joe Gacy came in the ring, who is this guy? Why,
It was freaky when he did the thing in the turnbuckle where he went down and did the Bray thing from like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I told you, like he has the chance to break out because he has that experience too. And like he led the Schism group down in NXT, and it was kind of like Wyatt family like essentially. And like just that was pretty cool.
And then of
like,
course
wow.
with Rowan.
Well, yeah.
And even introducing him to the new fans who may not be familiar with the original Wyatt family.
The "We Want Rowan" chants really got me going there. That was crazy. He's never gotten that in his life. I'm happy he was able to get that because he's the emotional support animal of this group.
He really is.
Honestly, if you think about it, he's the one where everyone's like, man, he's been through so much shit. Like, obviously, Bo lost his brother, but Rowan lost too.
Yeah.
So Bo and Luke Harper, I'm sure, were close too. But I mean, that was his best friend. It was his tag partner beyond the Wyatt family and stuff too. And I mean, to lose both those guys and to still have this connection is great. And to be able to do this, I'm sure for him was, otherworldly, and it felt great. And I mean, it was a perfect match to honor Bray. And now the question is, I mean, when does this match with Bo happen with Bo and Chad Gable? And what are the goals of this group? Is it going to be just like we said before? Do it target people that have wronged their families? Does that bring Judgment Day into the loop a little bit? Do we see Finn eventually get involved with Bo and that kind of stuff. They turned on their family. You know, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. We talked about Dakota Kai getting a little bit of a teaser in there for Nikki Cross. That could be her first feud.
Could be.
I mean, there's avenues for it. Do we eventually see someone like Braun Strowman, who now is conveniently off TV, or Alexa Bliss come back and join this faction too and kind of add to the mystique of what they have because of their connection to Bray and just hold this whole thing together? I mean, I think Alexa's a little more likely than Braun at this point, but I mean, you never know.
These are great questions. I'll go by your rule. If you have more questions, then
If you can enjoy something and still have a ton of questions when it's over, they're doing their job because they're making you think, like, what's next? Like,
and I think the difference here. I talked to somebody at the kickoff show or at the Summerslam kickoff show, who was not really a fan of. They respect everything that Bray Wyatt did in the business and like Bray Wyatt, personally and stuff, but didn't like his booking, didn't like, things like that. And he expressed to me that it was because WWE back then did a terrible job with fantasy versus reality with them. I think here, besides all the storyline stuff that you just laid out, Monday proved to me these guys can effing go in the ring. Like, if nothing else, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, we know about Rowan already, they can go in the ring.
this incarnation of the Wyatt family, Wyatt Sicks, whatever you want to call it, I mean, this is the best working version. And it goes down even to Bray versus Bo because we always talked about that. Like, Bo was the better worker.
Mm-hmm.
He's the better wrestler.
Yeah.
Bray was obviously this creative genius and had all these ideas and all that too. And Bo was the one that could work.
Amazing.
Bo was the NXT champion. Bo was, he had that ability. The question we always had for him was, can he cut promos? Can he be on that level with his brother? And I think he's getting there.
There's nothing better than when you have a hot character or a hot group that hits, and then you add on to the element that they can also go in the ring. Like, that's a deadly combination.
Really is.
We need to find a way to put you on the card any way possible.
That's where you see like the bloodlines and you see like the Judgment Days, and because everyone in that group, even down to JD McDonough and Carlito, even over to Jimmy Uso and those guys too, they can all go.
Speaking of McDonough, I want to give a quick shout out to JD McDonough.
He got some time.
I heard him. The promo he cut,
Not bad.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
He's really, like, when he first came in, I thought, okay, they're not going to put him in Judgment Day. Like, he should be like in that solidly in that mid card, chasing the IC title, having that kind of momentum, because he's a good wrestler already. And the dude's, he looks like an asshole. He's got the voice, the promo skills to do it. He was trained by Finn, so I mean he knows what to do. Finn's been an international superstar for over a decade, so I mean he's got that background in him. I mean, I was really happy with that. That group is interesting. Carlito got a new shirt because now he's officially in the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool for him.
I love the like all the new Judgment Day. Finn's getting over now. JD McDonough's gonna get over now.
Liv is only gonna wear, I guess, jean bikini bottoms and not jean shorts.
Liv is gonna get over. Dominik Mysterio's gonna get over, and Carlito is just there. It's all gonna make sense. That everybody wins.
Except for Priest and Rhea, they're on the outside.
But hey, guess what? Things were great. Think about this. I think the official number was like 57,000.
Yep.
700 something. So about 58,000 filled this stadium.
And there's still a lot of seats up there that were blacked out for certain reasons. But
Yeah, people were like, well, they had things tarped off or whatever. Like, okay, watch All In.
could they have uncovered those seats and probably filled them if they really wanted to? Probably, but again, cameras, that kind of stuff, pyro, things like that. You try to like judge what to close off, what to close in. Again, 57,000 people for not even their main biggest show of the year.
And let's be real about it.
Wow.
Stadium shows, look, what's an ideal place to have a wrestling show for a fan attending a show? Are arenas. Because arenas, no matter where you sit,
there's not a bad seat, yeah.
you can see. Hell, a gym. You can see it. That's the best place to have a wrestling show is your local gym. But arenas, cool. Stadiums, most of these seats, how many of these people down here are actually able to see without having to look at the screen?
Yeah.
But stadium shows are about the experience. I wanted to point out, because I asked on Facebook from some people, hey, so what did you think of the show? What did you think of SummerSlam? What did you think of the pay-per-view itself? And we got some responses. One said it was fantastic. I don't know if SummerSlam or WrestleMania was better, but Triple H is a 10 out of 10. So Zach said that. My buddy David, he was like, 7 out of 10, great matches. He just didn't like well, he said the Intercontinental Championship match felt like a squash. It kind of was.
I forgot, like, people said it was only 6 minutes. I did not, like, it felt like it went longer.
They said they were allowed at 10 minutes, but it only went 6. But it was fine. I think he also said the Bayley and Nia match was super boring. I did hear that from some people about that match. I think
Bayley brought us back when she powerbombed Nia Jax. I mean, that was stupid. I mean, that was insane because it dragged a little bit. But I mean,
he also said about the show itself, it was a different experience being in that stadium and not freezing, but it was hot. But you know, you're a Brown season ticket holder. It wasn't December, you know. And then Erica here said this was her first live wrestling show.
Great first experience to go.
You're going to set the tone high. I mean, she said the lower dog pound seats had an amazing experience. The crowd around her was great.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd around her was great. The energy was fantastic. The intensity. And the Brown staff itself, they were great. 10 out of 10, she would do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, so think about this. I think this is, and even if you want to address this from an entertainment and a sports standpoint, I think this would be huge. 57,000 were at Brown Stadium for SummerSlam. 37,000 were at the Guardians game on Saturday. That game sold out. My brother went to the Martin Lawrence show at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on Saturday. So there were at least 100,000 people in downtown Cleveland at any given moment on Saturday. At least.
And that's not even with the Hawk Tua girl down in the flats.
Not even that?
Yeah.
Or the yo-yos?
Or the yo-yo tournament, yeah. There were
the yo-yos. I was also told there was a charity walk for ovarian cancer benefits over at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something with that too. I mean, between that,
there was so much stuff going on.
Blossom,
Yeah.
Pro Football Hall of Fame stuff in Canton.
Northeast Ohio was popping off on this past weekend.
You want to talk about the amount of money that was generated just from Saturday?
You can almost pay for that new dome, right, Browns fans?
Woo!
Don't tell the city of Cleveland that. They still.
I think by the time our show gets out to the public, I think that news will be official.
Okay, good.
I think it will be. I mean,
Well,
why
they gave
not?
it the old college try.
Yeah. I did see from some fans, like, you know, the show was great and everything, but Brown Stadium itself is, you know.
It's time.
Yeah.
So we can host Final Fours and
Well,
Super Bowls and WrestleManias and that kind of stuff.
Well,
And it
think
needs
about
to be, because Cleveland showed out, so we need to get rewarded with that.
Well, think about this. They can do what Indy did and propose to WWE the whole, like,
the Big Three type thing.
the
yeah.
Big Three thing with, like, a 7 or 10 year package or something.
Yeah, it could happen.
That gets you WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, first things first, they got to get the dome built, or they at least got to get the plans official, and then we can go from there.
Yeah.
Because it will open up. I think that opened people's eyes
Mm-hmm.
over at Endeavor to what Cleveland's capable of. So
Let me move Slough out the way to give this guy full credit on Twitter/X for the picture.
R_DPiola 16.
Yeah. Yeah. So
What a shot.
What was the biggest thing besides, I mean, I know we talked about this as well, but the biggest thing that stood out to you from SummerSlam?
I'd probably say, I mean, Roman is going to be in the front of everyone's mind, just getting him back, and if he's back full time too, that's huge.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I think the real Dom's already been kind of that level.
Yeah.
But like this just felt like it was extra. Like he's really starting to come into his own and be one of the guys that WWE is going to book around for the next decade plus.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I would not be surprised if by the time we get to WrestleMania, he's in that world title picture just because of how he's building his way up. And it's going to be very Eddie-like. I hope he doesn't have an enlarged heart because that would be really unfortunate.
That would be bad. I don't want that. That
No.
would be bad. But he's been clean. He's been clean to this point. Like we're not talking about.
Well, we don't know about that. He went to jail, so.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, he did go to jail. I told you though. I'm telling you, by the end of his career, he will be the bigger Mysterio than Rey. Here in the States. I think globally, Rey Mysterio, because he brought an entire style.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio wrestled around the world.
I think Dom will win more championships. He'll have more. His career as far as like stats will maybe look a little better, but the impact Rey was generational from the impact, and it was. You mentioned it was not just in the U.S. It was international. It was Mexico. It was inspiring a lot of people, including his son, to want to wrestle and to want to be a part of this. So, I think Rey's impact will be greater, but Dom may have the better career as far as like winning and all that stuff and everything.
Well, but unlike Rey Mysterio Jr., Dom Mysterio is not going to be 100% clear who his father is. Rey Mysterio Jr. knows his father.
Hey, what was your favorite part of the show?
Everybody learned who their father was. That's my favorite part of the show.
It was Maury.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a lot of answers.
This sounds really like, what the hell are you talking about? Because we do a wrestling podcast. And we watch wrestling, we follow wrestling, everything is sort. I didn't know there were that many wrestling fans. I'm going to be honest. I did not know. I did not know, first off, at our tailgate event, there were going to be that many fans that showed up.
Yeah.
I am generally surprised. I didn't know it was that many fans that were going to show up. I didn't know everybody that I knew was going to be at SummerSlam. Seemingly. Like, everybody that we knew was there. We had people who were locked into our watch along, which was nuts. People who watched the entirety of our 3-hour tailgate special, which was nuts. And just the general interest of a big event here in Cleveland. What would happen if Cleveland hosted a Final Four? What would happen if Cleveland ever hosted one of those big events that some of the other bigger cities had?
I think they showed, even with this situation, we could handle it.
And Triple H says something during the press conference. I think that was really interesting. And I think everyone who's a fan of sports and entertainment here in Cleveland should take this in. Cleveland, Ohio, as we all know, is a mid-market town. They managed to sell, with the 57,000 seats, they managed to break the American record outdoor for SummerSlam. To do it in a mid-market town. They didn't do this in New York, Philly, L.A., Dallas,
Miami.
Miami.
None of those, yeah.
No. And not in Detroit. Detroit's a bigger city than us.
Sure as hell didn't happen in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. A few for that trivia question. It happened here in Cleveland. So Cleveland should be commended. Cleveland, you should know that you sold more tickets. You fill a bigger stadium than London. You're going to outsell London. That's a huge deal.
They still got a few more weeks.
You're going to outsell London.
Yeah, that's probably
a huge deal. And every Clevelander can be able to say, yes, it's a wrestling show, but 57,000 people show up. So, yeah, I can say this. Every Clevelander can tell the rest of the country to fuck off anytime they talk bad about Cleveland.
This is 2 consecutive weeks where Double A has swore on the podcast.
No, because I'm sick and tired of people coming down.
That's my thing. What is he doing?
I'm sick and tired of people coming down on Cleveland. Oh, it's Cleveland. You didn't get SummerSlam. We did. You didn't get it. We did. You didn't get the big events. You didn't have Michael Cole didn't spit water on your child in your town. He spit water on a child in our town. He did that. Get out of here with that, man.
Minneapolis, St. Paul is like, but we get it for 2 nights. Shut up. It's not about you.
It's not about you yet. We'll reward you tomorrow. But today, it's about Cleveland. And also, we showed that we need a new football stadium, too.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of the good, a little bit of that. Oh, boy.
B.A. Sweeties, check him out. Like 55,000 people did 100,000 people from all the events that happened. But check him out. Ridge Road exit off Interstate 480. Make a left turn on Brook Park Road, which by the time of our taping, they'll have power again.
Don't get your hopes up.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. There's power outside. There's still no power? It's still mid?
Yeah. Well,
always positive J's here.
I'm always positive that we're not going to get fucking power back till the morning.
Oh, boy.
Because it's, yeah.
But you know who does have power?
B.A. Sweetie.
B.A. Sweeties. They have the power of your heart and your taste buds with the candy. So definitely
The
check them
power
out.
of your heart.
Oh, man, the full power. Social media, check us out there. At those, at Side Hustle Podcast 216.
If you type that in pretty much in any of the search bars and any of the socials, you're probably just going to happen to stumble upon us.
Yeah.
By all means, watch some content. We got plenty of the videos up. I think just on the YouTube alone, we have almost 200 videos up there now. We've only been around for, about 8 months. So, I mean, a lot of content for you to dive into. A lot of me looking like an idiot. A lot of you looking smart.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Again,
yeah.
this whole
What
show.
more could you ask for?
This
huh?
whole show's about putting me over.
It's all about you, dude.
It's all about
You
me.
saw the tailgate? Everyone dapped you up first. I'm just there.
I thank you for not standing. That's all I
Yeah,
got.
I told you. I want to make sure that you
I
felt
remember the first 3 weeks we were doing high school football, and we had to.
do like the pregame video, and
Yeah.
I started leaning on things. I started sitting down a little bit.
We had
yeah.
some comments there.
The Apple Box thing was the big thing. It was That's going to be in the truck now. So
We gotta Pete. We gotta make sure we have a box this year. This 2.
stack them.
It has to be like this.
You should make like stairs though, because I don't want it to be too far for him to jump off. Could sprain a knee.
My ankle would be.
Yeah,
in
the
danger.
ankle. You could roll that ankle.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
good to
you.
know. That's good to know.
All right. Our show's done. Next week we have a special guest. We might have 2, but Amanda Casey. You hear her locally here on the radio, Morning Drive Radio.
Yeah.
But she's also the ring announcer for the local wrestling promotion here, Exodus Pro Wrestling.
I want to talk to her about Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Is that someone like she's like? Because again, when you talk about the smaller shows and everything too, like, hey, what are the aspirations? Is it something you see yourself doing and trying to work your way up? How does seeing her do that impact what you bring to the table for a local promotion too? That's obviously been around for a little bit now and celebrating an anniversary and starting to build some momentum and some positive vibes out there. How does that kind of tie into what you do? I'm curious to know what she says about that.
That'll be huge. So she'll be here in studio next Wednesday. So it'll be out Thursday morning. But she'll be here in studio.
Yeah.
And she might bring along a special friend too.
Who's also from Cleveland.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But our job here is done. Everyone stay safe. For Kyle Cordell, AA Anthony Alfred signing off. And remember,
Sprinkles are for winners.
and if you barely once at something, that's okay, because your W does not matter, according to certain sports talk host.
Is she a sports talk host?
That was a real comment.
She's a sports talk host. though.
Yes, CBS Sports Radio.
Why do they pay her?
CBS Sports Radio. She said, if you don't win, it was the dumbest comment I've ever heard from a sports talk radio host.
If you win
And I
close, you
said-
basically don't win.
Yeah. And I used to work at Sports Talk Radio, but now that I'm gone, all of my accomplishments are out the window. But no, it was stupid. It was stupid. So, yeah, I'm sorry that Kobe Bryant hit a bunch of game winners. Doesn't matter.
It's good to know that at least once a week you can bring something to the show that makes me want to just like bash my head against the wall. It's fantastic. At least this week it wasn't AEW, so that was kind of nice.
There it is. All right. That's an AEW mention. Good night.